So recently, I've been hearing a lot of hype about the all-new Schecter John Brown Tau signature guitar. So I want to go ahead and hop on the Schecter website. We're going to talk about some information, go over some specs, and get into a good discussion. Without further ado, let's get to it. So I do remember when the John Brown Tau first hit the scene. I know they started off with just a very standard satin purple, had like a trans finish on it with a flamed maple veneer. I know they've started to add a couple more colors as well. We've got this lighter blue. We're also starting to see this new like purple burst. It's pretty interesting. Whether you're a 6-string, 7-string, or even now an 8-string, looks like they do have quite a few different configurations depending on what kind of range that you're looking for. Latest addition appears to be this new color. They're called Ozone Burst. Flamed maple veneer. We've got, looks like a swamp ash body. It's got that burst where it has like a concentration of this purple right here in the center, and it kind of fades outward into more of like a natural. Some brands, for example, like Kiesel guitars, I know they refer to that as like a reverse Cali burst. So pretty much the same idea. Looks like we've got an ebony fretboard. We've got a matching headstock overlay. We've got hip shot hardware. I really like the neckwood on this one. They went with a Wenge Padauk 5-piece multi-laminate. It just gives it kind of a cool, like exotic wood look. I know sometimes we always expect just like a standard maple. No problems there, but you want something a little bit different, a little more interesting. I like some of those darker neckwoods. The only issue that really stands out to me on this particular model is when you have a lightweight swamp ash body with a very heavy neckwood combination, you may or may not be aware, Wenge Padauk is a pretty heavy neck. So that being said, I would expect this might have some neck dive problems, especially once we get into more strings. You've got a wider neck, is now heavier. You also have the mass of additional locking tuners for more strings. And then, like I'd said before on my USA Custom Shop Sunset review, the placement of the strap button on that back horn, that does concern me. I wish they would have developed perhaps even a unique shape for the 7 and 8 string variants, just so we could get a little better balance. So that's, aside from all these other fine appointments, that is one thing that does stand out. Could be a little bit of a problem. Aside from that, though, I mean, the Ozone Burst looks pretty sick. Now, I can say I'm a huge fan of their selection here with the neck profile. You can see they chose to go with the ultra thin U shape, so a little bit thinner, a little flatter, dealing with 19 millimeters at the first fret to 20 millimeters at the 12th. So it's going to feel really comfortable if you're looking for like a modern, thin, fast playing neck. Again, that's the one thing I wish I could change about my Sunset Extreme, just having a slightly more rounded C, but nevertheless still a comfortable guitar either way. So looking at our color options, I've seen this in the past when this one first came out, the satin trans purple, pretty straightforward, nothing really too exciting. I do wish this was a little glossier. Sometimes when you have a figure top wood such as a flamed maple, it just gets a little bit muted when you go satin. So I would like to see a little bit more of a brighter pop, which sometimes you just don't really get that with a satin finish. But again, it's going to be personal taste. I do like this lighter blue. You can see this one actually is a gloss finish, which I prefer myself. Now, I don't have a huge problem with this headstock as far as the actual shape itself. I just don't like this like little like black sort of raised like beveled edge that just kind of goes around the perimeter of the headstock. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not really doing it for me. Again, you know what? That's John's guitar. That's how he wants to do it. So that's going to be really up to the person if you like it or not. But yeah, I personally wouldn't want a headstock like that. I always find it somewhat entertaining with the names of like these new pickup sets. We've got the USA Colossus and Chaos Breaker set. Just sounds super modern, progressive for all those high gain tones. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. I've been very pleased with the bolt-on construction. They have a nice rounded 4-bolt heel. I think it gives you a pretty comfortable feel, great upper fret access, so really no complaints there. I did see a little teaser preview yesterday on the Schecter Instagram page for the 8-string on the Ozone finish, and yeah, it's looking pretty nice overall. If you're looking to go like full extended range, hit some of those pretty massive low notes, then this is probably going to be the one for you. Now for me, I do put a lot of heavy focus on ergonomics, and while the body shape itself is comfortable, like I said, basically the same as like the Sunset Extreme, when you have a massively chunky 8-string neck with all those extra tuners, it's a longer neck, it's heavier, we've got all these heavy exotic woods, the lightweight body, I really think this is going to be a problem with neck dive. Like I said, especially with the placement of that strap button, I think that's going to be a problem. So overall, a lot of positive things to say about the new Tau 6, 7, and 8-string models. Like I said, it's been a lot of hype around this one. We've got new colors, finishes, a lot of high-end features, appointments, so on and so forth. If you're looking for your next metal guitar and you're thinking about dropping some cash, this might be the one to grab. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Feel free to hit that comment section down below, share your thoughts, hit the video with a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.